Some things are inexcusable, honestly. That was one of them. Genuinely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely spineless. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I've just legged up my stairs to get back to my computer. Out of breath, probably just what I've just witnessed as well. City losing 2-1 against United. Inexcusably bad. Inexcusably bad. And seriously, just so poor. It's on everyone collectively, Fizzy H. Absolutely. Someone said, how's it on Pep? It's on all of them. It really is. Like, they have to be better than that. I'm sorry, but we were so close to an ugly, horrible, but much needed win. So close. Just keep it simple. But absolute brain dead nonsense from people who should know better. I absolutely respect and appreciate all these players, what they've done for Manchester City. But we need to be better than that. They need to be smarter than that. They need to take fucking responsibility. They need to not be so shambolic. It's just absolutely inexcusably bad and just not good enough. I don't understand because, you know, I understand where we are right now as City fans, and I understand where the team is in terms of tiredness, confidence, blah, 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 etc. But there has to be a collective responsibility. 1-0 up with, 5 minutes left. Just don't do anything, man. Sit deep. Keep it really simple. Really switch on. And I understand the urge to correct a mistake, but don't do that, man. Come on. It's not hard. Just keep it simple. It's not hard just to keep the ball. Don't charge forward and give away a penalty. The very basics. Just to quote Fabian Delph, the basics. And where did we go from here, man? It's just, we're in a really poor state. We're currently not even in the top 4. Forest are ahead of us. We're 5th right now. And there's a real chance that we could fall lower. Because I look through the fixtures and I don't know else what we're going to do. It's one of those things where the levels have fallen a lot because this is a shit United side. A truly shite United side. Awful. They were bad. And I can't believe we were winning. And this is one of those things where to be this poor against a team that bad, United, they were abysmal. And so were we. This was a shit off. This was a mid off of the highest order. Both were absolutely bad. It was a disgraceful game of football to witness. The technical ability on show, so poor across it. And then, obviously, they score last minute. I'm very curious to see what Guardiola and the players say because there has to be more to this City side than that. There has to be. It's just not good enough. It absolutely. I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired because I understand. Look, I need to get all these caveats out here because I understand fans of other sides are going to tune in to laugh at us and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be disrespectful or ungrateful. I understand exactly what these players have done. I understand they've given it all. I understand there's injuries and the fitness and they're tired and maybe we've reached the end of our cycle. I get all that. It's all absolutely true. These players do deserve our respect and I do appreciate them and I do appreciate they're in a bad spot right now. But some things, you have to take responsibility. And I'm not saying they're not doing it. But we've got every right as fans right now to just be furious about what we witnessed. I can understand the football not being fluid and maybe creatively looking a little bit off. I haven't told you to be positive Quicksilver, so you can fuck off, mate, straight away, immediately getting on the attack there. I've not said anything. But what I was going to say is, I understand all that. And I get the football might not be fluid. And I get that they might be tired. But just sit deep. Keep it simple. The second goal is even more frustrating than the first one. The first one is dumb mistakes from an individual. I'm bored of pretending Nunes is... You know how I feel about Nunes. I get slated for it. Every time I say I don't think he's good enough for City, I get told I'm being... I just get abuse. And, he's just not good enough for City. I'm sorry, he isn't. He's sort of, I look at Nunes and I see this sort of... I sort of see this... The sort of symbol of our failings. And I don't mean he's a bad player. I mean he's just so average. And he's just average. He's average and... It sums up where we are as a team and it sums up, our transfer policy recently. And it's just, that's what I see when I see him. That's the thing is. But anyway, he made a mistake. It happens. And then he tried to correct it with a brain-dead challenge. Such a bad challenge. Like, the dumbest challenge possible. That was infuriating. But more than anything then, the response after that is what really pissed me off. Like, that defending is just fucking horrific. It's just a simple ball over the top. Ederson's sort of fast. Defenders don't track him. No one does anything. And he just puts it over. Then it goes through Diaz's leg when he's tracking back and get it. But it's just so easy. It's just so bad. And we've got a right to rant now. We've got a right to be angry. We've got a right to be furious about this, because I am. Jamie with the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jamie. He says, at what point does Pep just walk away? I mean, it's not now. But you know what? I'm going to look at City's fixtures right now, and I don't know. I don't know if he will walk away, but he did say something yesterday where if he keeps losing in a month, you might struggle. I mean, these are the fixtures, mate. We got Villa away. We're going to lose that. We're not beating Villa away. Everton at home. You'd think we'd bloody beat them, but you don't know. Leicester away. I don't fancy your chances there right now. I don't know, mate. I mean, Salford, there's our win. Bloody Salford in the FA Cup. But who knows right now? Bloody hell. But I don't know, Jamie. I don't know. But it's one of those things where we've fallen off. But we've fallen off. And it's one of those things. There are circumstances that explain some of it, you know? There are circumstances that explain for it. But this team has fallen off. It's tired. The squad isn't big enough. Whatever the reasons, the conclusion has to be the same. Like, you could argue it's down to this play not being good enough or the oranges or whatever, but it all leads to the same thing. And for me, the conclusion is the same. We need to start again. Like, I don't think this is an overreaction. I know some new players will come in, but when I look at the squad, okay, you know, like some of these players have got quality still. Some of these players are overplayed. Like, I actually think some of these players are much better than they're playing right now. They're just constantly exhausted. Like, I think Bernardo Silva would be, if he could ever, you know, if he could play 70% of what he's playing, I think he'd be better. But he isn't. He's playing every week, so he's been dulled. I think Foden needs to find his form from somewhere. You know, best year as a United fan. Oh, really, mate? This is your best year as a United fan. Where are you in the table? God, as good as United are 12th in the table, mate. This is not a good year. You beat this game, but you know. But it's just, there are certain players that are just, they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. And I think we have to accept that. We have to accept it. It's just one of those things where this is a very, 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 very big rut we're in. And I don't know how we can fix it, man. I don't, remember me? No, I have no idea who you are, pal. No idea who you are, mate. Bucharest. No, genuinely no idea. It's a complete refresh, and it's entirely psychological at this point. There's a psychological factor, and there's a physical factor. There's a tiredness factor. I just don't know. I don't know what else City can do. I don't know what else they can do right now. I feel like Guardiola, like, you know, this run of form is... The only thing about this run of form is that it's so dramatic. It's so dramatic that it feels sort of like inexcusable. It's not like we just got into malaise. It's just dramatically bad. And you can only presume that as easily as it switched on and got so bad, you would think the management might think it could switch off like that, you know, if things change with players and stuff like that. And also, they're not going to get rid of Pep until they give a chance to sort of fix the squad a little bit. They'll give Pep time. Like, they won't tell him to go. They'll say, let us give you some fresh blood. Let us sign a player or two and see what happens. And that's what they're going to say. It's a free fall, yeah. It's a free fall. And it's a proper free fall. It's really explosive, and that's what I think they'll be doing. They'll be looking at it and going like, this doesn't really make sense logically, because it's an absolute implosion. It really does. I mean, the injuries and the players, we've failed in replacing or not replacing Alvarez. We failed in giving a backup for Rodri. We failed at getting a right back who's fit and can actually play. We failed at a whole bunch of things here, and it's been coming. It really has, and like, there is sort of no excuse for a lot of this. And it's a free fall. We're just we're spiraling big time, and I don't think we've got the players who can get us out of it right now. I don't think we can, and that's the thing is right now, like, we're closer to 10th than we are at the top of the table by some way. Like, this is we're 4 points between us and 10th. Yeah, I saw someone just saying Twitter, it screams Mourinho 15-16. It's got a lot about that, you know, like Gary O'Neill won 2 of his last 11, got sacked, and we got won 1 in 11. Like, it's so bad, man. The thing is with the lineup, like the lineup, it was like, I don't really know. Like the lineup is one of those things where I look at the team, and I mean, I look at the team right now. I'll go to the actual lineup and what we did in it, and blah blah blah, etc. Here's the lineup. I mean, it's pretty much the only. I mean, look at the bench. So Kovacic's just back. Obviously, Grealish struggling with fitness. Savinho out of form. Stone's just back from injury, and that's it. That's it. Who else? You could play Simpson, Pusey, O'Reilly, and McAtee. Divin Mbamu, who no one's ever heard of. Then everyone else is out. Like, I can't really complain about the lineup. Like, what else is he meant to do? Like, Walker wasn't even bad today, by the way. He was perfectly all right. Like, I can't complain about the lineup. There's no real options. It's just the squad is too small and it's too tired. And my only issue really with this, look, not my only issue. I've got plenty of issues. But what I would say is, if you're going to have a small squad, if you're going to have a small squad of like 20 players, which City have got, it's a small squad. He likes it, that tight-knit group. I get that. But you've got to have 20 players you can run. You've got to have 20 players you can stay fit. You've got to have 20 players who are the right age. You can't have 4 or 5 injury-prone players. You can't have 3 or 4 in the mid-30s. You just can't. Like, they're too young. Sorry, some of them are too young. Some of them are too old. Some of them are, like, who want to move on, you know, who are mentally checked out. It's just not the right balance. If you're going to have 20 players, they've all got to be reliable. They've all got Bernardo Silva levels of energy in terms of fitness. Like, Bernardo Silva stays fit. They've got to be like that, you know. But they're not. There's too many that get injured, and they also have to have backups. It's one of those things where it's the exact wrong plan. I think you don't know it until you know it, and it's easy for me to sit here and tell $1 billion, you know, whatever, £1 billion successful club how to run. I'm not gonna say, but it's really bloody obvious, man. You can just see it. You can just see the gaping holes in this squad. And I think we haven't got too comfortable. There was some rumours that, you know, Pep was sort of didn't want to spend on certain players, and they've been watching, you know, the finances due to the charges. There's loads of rumours going around. But whatever it is, the conclusion is the same. We've gone backwards, and as much as we can talk about the net spend being great, and over the past 5 years, look at our net spend, it's actually in positive. That's not what fucking great sides do. They don't have a positive net spend. Winners spend. They buy and they reinvest. And we're selling all these great young players, and we're, you know, missing on big targets, and then we're signing duds. We're signing players that are okay, you know? We're signing just all right players, and they're starting every week. Like, I actually think Doku's a decent player, but he should not be a starter for Manchester City Football Club right now. Like, when you look at, like, peak Sterling or peak Mahrez or peak Sane, that is the level. And, like, Doku is just, he's good. He's a good player. If he was a 21-year-old backup on the bench, fine. I don't dislike Doku. I actually like his attitude. I think he's a good player. But this is the point I'm making. It's just a gradual dipping of quality all over the pitch, where we had world-class wingers. Now we got good ones. All right ones. Doku might get there, but the point is, he should be getting there off the bench, not starting. And that's the problem, man. Like, this is the problem we've got. Darklow with the super chat says, sell Doku, he's useless. Look, Doku to me should be in the squad, but he should be a squad player. He shouldn't be the starter because he doesn't have the sufficient threat. Thanks for the super chat, mate. But that's where I'm at with Doku. Like, and there's a whole bunch of players like that right now who's starting every single week. Kyle Walker should just not be in the squad, full stop. He shouldn't be. He's just not good enough. He's got too old. Sorry, Kyle. Thanks for the memories. World class at your very best. Just moved on. You shouldn't be in the squad. So there's one who shouldn't be in the squad. Diaz, Vardiel, fine. Nunez, I don't think is good enough personally. I'm sorry. I think he's an average player. I think he's a decent player. He's never going to... 55 million. What was it? So he's just a squad player. Gundogan is just, unfortunately, a bit too old. Kevin De Bruyne is getting old. Doku shouldn't be starting every week. He's just okay. You know, Bernardo Silva, I think, needs a rest every now and then. Foden's having a poor season. I really do miss the Kanji, Rodri, Oscar, Bob, Ake, Stones. The fucking heart, man. The heart of this side. There's nothing there right now. It's It's distraught, and I do feel for some of these players. I really do. But you've got to just fucking be better than that, man. You've got to be better than that. You've got to be. Why Haaland? Yeah, absolutely. Haaland, I was on about players who need to go or stay. I don't think it's Haaland should go, Deshaun, but Haaland looks exhausted mentally. Like, he looks like he's absolutely switched off. Haaland absolutely needs a spell out the side by some way. Like, he needs to spell out. Haaland needs a rest, but he's not going to get it. So this is zero positive. Haaland looks like he's in a bad place. Haaland doesn't need to go. Haaland needs to be able to be rotated and a confident team around him, and he'll do his job. I'm not going to blame Haaland for the mess of the team around him. It's just such a fucking shit show right now, and I'm so tired of it. And I don't know what we can do until we get to January. I don't know what we can do right now. Like, when we look at, like, the players that we've moved on, like, I love Akanji, and I love Ake and Stones. But if you're not fit, you're not there. Like, we can't have a small squad and players not be fit. Like, we can't do that. We need players who can be available. And this is our biggest issue right now, you know. Super chat from NVM. I don't know what that stands for. NVMTH Nevmouth says, "Who do you think we should sign next window?" Look, we need a midfielder, mate. Absolutely need a midfielder. Ziva Mendy, someone like that. Bruno Guimaraes. We looked to that Ricci fella from Torino. Look, I think we need a right back. I don't know who that could be. I absolutely have no idea, but we need a right back. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, but we need experience. We need a backup striker. Like, you know, we've got buybacks. I mean, I don't think Delat would come back for what it's worth because he'd be on the bench. I'd rather use Kabore as a temporary right back. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely would do. Recall Callum Doyle and buy back Harwood Bellet. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. There's some rumours about Frimpong. He would give us energy, at least. Absolutely. Look, the dream signings aren't going to happen. I tell you now, we're not going to sign Wirtz. We're not going to sign Musiala. It's what I want, but it's not going to happen. I guarantee you it's not going to happen. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. But what I do know is, like, right now, thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, congrats on the baby. Cheers, pal. We've known for a long time, by the way, so we're very used to it, obviously, now. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the drop-off from Mahrez. To Docker. Honestly, if we got Pogba, I'd be furious, mate. I'd be furious. Yeah, of course Pep's earned his place. He absolutely has. But I don't know if Pep will like it. Like, my issue is I don't know how Pep's going to handle it. Like, they're absolutely shite. Like, they're absolutely shite and they beat us. Like, they were so bad. Like, they're clearly absolutely just. You know, United fans are buzzing, but like they're not. They won, but they're still crap. You know, that's what makes it even more painful. How bad are we? Like, how bad are we right now? Like I'm just bored of it. Like, I'm bored of this malaise that we're stuck in. I'm bored of this just nonsense. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just not happy about it at all. We are bad. We are very, really bad. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to leave it there because I've got nothing else to say other than it's just fucking shit right now. Like, it's just terrible. We're embarrassing. We're a mess. In a bit.